So the second characteristic of leadership really is keeping the motive in mind. Motive-mindedness is the idea that we are not going to simply judge somebody by what their actions are, but what their intent was. So if you've got somebody that's working with you on a project, working as a subordinate for you, working as a team member with you, whatever the situation may be, that you're working in partnership with someone else, and they don't live up to your expectations, they don't perform, they don't execute exactly the way that you think that maybe they should have executed, what you want to do first off is ask, well, wait a minute, what was the intent? Now, a lot of times this comes down to conversations where somebody will say something and maybe it's even offensive. Well, you want to ask, did they mean to be offensive? Did it come out wrong? Did they not speak clearly? Oftentimes, if you simply will repeat back to somebody what they've said, they'll sit back and correct themselves. Ooh, that's not what I meant to say. They may have just stumbled over their words. It may have just been a misfire in their synapses where they just didn't think through what they were going to sound like when they actually said that thing. Or maybe it's not even a verbal thing that they said, maybe it's an action that they did, a rolling of the eyes or some kind of characteristics that they demonstrated with their body language. What we need to do is we need to give them the opportunity to tell us and communicate to us really what their motives are. And we need to be attuned more carefully on motive than on execution. Motive is the revelation of what the inner characteristic is like. And if you consider it like this, there are two primary aptitudes of any teammate or any person that is working with you on anything. And that is, one is going to be aptitude, their ability to do something, to get it done, get the job done. And the other is really going to be attitude, their philosophy, how they think, how helpful that they want to be. And so if you kind of draw a line, if you will, with one axis being aptitude and the other axis being attitude, and kind of divide that up into 4 quadrants for just a second and just kind of think of it like that. Well, the people that have poor attitude and poor aptitude, it's pretty obvious that you don't want them to be part of your team. The people that have great attitude and great aptitude, it's very obvious that you want them to be part of your team. But what's really not quite so obvious is that people that have great aptitude but poor attitude are probably the worst people to have in the team. And so in that case, the execution may be perfect, but the characteristic, the intent is not. And that's very, very dangerous for any organization to have people that have great skills and great ability, but really don't demonstrate the values of that company or the values of that team. But then over here we have this other group, which is kind of interesting, and that they've got great attitude, but poor aptitude. And oftentimes we overlook this group, and it's an important group, and it's really probably arguably the group you should spend most of your time with. The people that are up here, great attitude, great aptitude, they have already accomplished what they need to do. They don't need a lot of supervision, a lot of encouragement. They're going to do what they do well. The people that are down here, we've already excluded them from the organization, from the team, because they're not team players and they don't have the skill. They're not a good fit. But these people over here that have great attitude but don't have the aptitude, we need to invest and pour our lives into them to help them to learn the aptitude. You can't teach attitude, but you certainly can teach aptitude. We need to pour ourselves into the people that will receive our values, our ideas, our skill sets, and be able to grow with that to become productive members of the team or of the organization. So what we need to do is focus our attention on that individual that has great attitude, but doesn't have the skill sets, the aptitude that they really need. We need to put our energy into them so that they can grow with the company and become a productive member of the team.